What is up, everybody? I am getting ready to go meet Ben for a short ride. We are going to ride and meet up, and then we're going to head over to a place I've wanted to check out, which you'll see in a minute. But check this out. It is a balmy 11 degrees outside. So I'm getting ready for an extremely cold ride and an extremely cold time outside. So I'm going to bring you along on the whole process of getting ready, and then we will hit the road and hopefully see some cool stuff. So starting off clothing-wise, I have this Rafa buff on. My base layer is this, Thermowave. It's merino wool stuff. It's their 265 mid-weight stuff, so 95% merino, 5% lycra. Yeah, Thermowave, I'm loving it so far. I do have an affiliate link for their stuff. They sent this to me to test out, and I love the wool stuff anyways, and I'm really happy with this. On top of that, right now I'm wearing my Surly, a little thicker merino wool with the zipper. And so socks-wise, I'm gonna try these out. My brother gave these to me for Christmas. There's no label on them. I think they were from Duluth Trading, but they're really thick and longer merino socks. So I think I'm just gonna wear them so my feet aren't too compressed. I don't think I'm gonna double up on the layers or anything. So yeah, they're not specifically riding socks, but they're the thicker kind of socks that I have. So the things I need to grab from upstairs, here's my phone, got my GoPro, camera bag. I'm bringing my camera for photos. I'm gonna bring a bunch of extra batteries here because it's so cold. GoPro batteries, it won't be those, it'll be the white ones, the Arctic ones. Batteries for my camera, and then my bike computer. One of my tips for making winter cycling a little less annoying, because everything about the winter that's annoying is usually just getting out the door and normal things becoming a pain in the ass, is having a place to kind of get ready. Obviously, like I said, put on the base layers and all that stuff upstairs. But down here, what I've done, and what maybe you could do with a corner of your apartment, or if you have a garage or a mudroom, is a place to just have all your winter stuff to get ready. So I have my chair here, you know, my shoes are down there, my outer layers, which is this chrome vest, and this Rafa windbreaker that I always wear. But then, you know, up here, helmets sit there and live there. These are all my other bags. My winter bike tends to, you know, live with the bags it's gonna have on it. I have a spot to hang my caps because, you know, sometimes you get a little sweaty so they could dry out. This is just you know, waterproof bags and stuff like that. Glasses, winter, they're a must, you know, clear ones if it's night, sunglasses if not. And then these are all my different gloves, which I'm gonna put on. And then hot hands, you'll see, I'm gonna put some in my bag to keep my camera stuff, my camera batteries warm so they don't die on me, and saddle stuff, saddle covers, because I ride a lot of the leather saddles and proof-hide, tubes for different bikes. Just all this stuff is right here I need to grab. You know, down jacket, pack it up usually and just put it in my bag. Pump sits here too and lives here, so I always know where it is. So yeah, this is one of the things that is just a key for me. So if you can make that happen, make it happen. So I'm going to attempt to stuff another heavy fleece-lined hoodie in here because there's going to be a walking component to this trip. But yeah, this is my winter bike. I know winter bike means different things to different people. There's Edmund. Mine basically means having a bike with studded tires. Loving these 45 North Grabdale, showed them a bunch of times. People ask me if they're too slick on just pavement. Today's going to be mostly pavement. I'm bringing this bike anyways. But no, there's a lot of rubber on here that still contacts the roads. Let me brighten this guy up a little bit, sorry. Yeah, so there you could see. So there's more aggressive studded tires where the steel studs sit way out on the rubber knobs. And those ones I know from, you know, friends are definitely more for just when you're in the snow. But so yeah, that's what makes this a winter bike to me. No, it's not fendered. I just throw the clip-on fender when I need it because the way I ride, I end up in snow and I've had like the ice like build up under the fenders. So to go off-road and do the kind of stuff I do, fenders don't work. Oh, Edmund, you're so cute. So switch to GoPro because I got to get out the door. Glove situation is defeat wool gloves with these cheap gas station gloves over top, and then these waterproof lobster style gloves. So that should be enough. I am gonna ride to where we're meeting in my down jacket. I usually don't ride in down unless it's just a quick commute because it actually is too warm at most temperatures, but I don't think I'm gonna have the chance to overheat on this ride and I'm gonna need it later. So let's hit it. Oh man, that is cold in the wind. I'm totally fine up top, obviously, with all this layers on, but it's my forehead. Do you guys get that? Like, I had to tuck my cap and it helps a little bit, tucking it over my head, but cheeks, nose, nothing. My forehead, it feels like the worst headache I can have. And I know it'll be warm and fine in a couple minutes, but right now it sucks. I do like having a place to take stuff off and shove it really quick, like that cordage on top of my catalyst is really good for that. For me, I need to top rate the GoPro, but whether you're trying to use your hands for anything real quick, it's a good tip. Also, back pockets. My Chrome vest has a nice big one, but I have that covered up with a down jacket right now, which even at 11 degrees is already a little too warm, only a mile in. Actually, I'm about to put this camera away and unzip that so I don't get sweaty for the later part of this trip. One nice thing about buying cycling specific gear is some of the features. One being good jackets and layers have zippers on the bottom too. That way you can zip it up a little bit so your legs aren't restricted, or unzip it from the bottom a little, but also you can vent without having it blow completely open. My Chrome vest has it, and my rain jacket has it, and it's just something that I really like. Of course, typical horrible headwind across the bridges, which isn't actually making me cold at this point. It's just making me hate riding bikes, which is why I didn't go out the last few days. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour in this, no way. So yeah, 20 minutes in, I'm just a little too warm. I could feel my feet starting to feel the cold, so this was a long ride. They might end up cold, but again, it's just that, my forehead. But as I mentioned, I hate having my face covered, so I kind of just deal with it. So yeah, I ended up meeting up with Ben at Missing Falls Brewing, a place we like to leave our bikes when we need to, because you could park them and lock them up indoors. The reason we want to do that is we're going to check out this abandoned factory that some of my friends have been talking about. We wanted to explore. I wanted to take some photos. We were supposed to meet up with a couple other friends, but we hadn't heard back. But right when we got to Missing Falls, our buddy Mike got out of a meeting and he was driving over there. So we ended up hopping in the car with him. The extra layers that I brought and all that were still needed because it was, again, 11, 12 degrees, so super cold, and we were kind of roaming around and hanging out for a little while. The reason we didn't want to ride our bikes directly over there is because this place, I guess, originally was left almost completely intact. A foreign company had bought it, fired everyone. Something happened with the sprinkler system where it got condemned. So basically it was a time capsule. Everything was still in there. People were bringing box trucks right into the building, from what I've heard, putting their own propane into the tow motors that were still there and loading up pallets worth of just screws and bolts and parts and pieces and taking them out. Now it's mostly down to the scrappers in there taking what's left. It's funny, I took a couple little wood boxes that were sitting around that I could use. I think I'm the only person to probably ever carry anything wood out of there, you know, because it's of pretty much no value. But anyways, it was like interesting to go and just see this giant place, you know, it's like exploring like that, you know, rune porn type stuff they talk about here in the Rust Belt. So that's what we were doing. We were checking that all out. Then we went over to Akronym after, and we got some beers and we got some late lunch, dinner. I was hungry by that point. And then it was back out in the cold to ride home. Whew. Chilly, chilly. My GoPro doesn't want to stay on this weather, even with the good batteries, so we will talk more back at the studio. Yeah, that is not snow, that's just salt. So I'll show you what you have to do next when you ride your bike in this part of the country. So the hand warmer in the bag buys me a few seconds of filming with the GoPro. So I moved my bike stand back here to the basement because I have a floor drain down there. I know it's super dark right now. And I have a hose spigot back here too. And so I've kind of rigged up a fan. And so I have a place where I could actually wash my bikes indoors. I actually bring my bikes right out this back door. You've probably seen it in some videos if you watch a lot of them. And this is the basement and it goes up like stairs right out there. So yeah, super lucky that I have that. But yeah, with all that salt, I want to get this thing kind of clean. I am pretty serious about cleaning my bikes in the winter. The rest of the year, I just keep the drivetrain clean. One thing I forgot to mention on my way out the door, because my mic actually stopped working, so I shot a bunch of footage you never saw, is I keep all my lights in a little charging station right here. So I have all my lights and I could charge them right when I walk in the door and right when I walk out the door, which is something that is awesome. So as I said in the beginning, having a little spot where you could get yourself ready to go, like maybe in that spot, if that's somewhere you could plug in some USB-C and micro USB cable, is a good thing to do. Have to say the clothes, like I said, I was almost too warm in most places, it just except that forehead thing. So I asked Ben about that and he was like, you might just want to get one of those face mask things, but just keep the bottom pulled around your neck and then just have the part over your forehead. So that's kind of a smart idea. I do have one face covering thing, it just doesn't work like that. And it's something I'll use if I'm like shoveling or doing something else, but when I'm riding, when I'm sleeping, camping cold, I just do not like having my face covered. Another thing I had done that I had talked about a lot, whoops, almost dropped my camera, but my mic had cut out and I didn't realize it before I left. I took some of the hot hands and I had put those in my camera bag. That's how I keep my camera batteries warm so they'll still work. Not as much of a problem with this camera. It would just slowly die, but the GoPros, if I could put that in the bag and then when I pull it out, it's really the wind. Like the cold affects them, but the wind will like kill the GoPros so fast. So yeah, some hot hands was a nice thing to have with me to keep the GoPro kind of working. On the way home though, I was limited in my clips on that too. So yeah, today turned out to be a fun little adventure. I had actually, like this whole video and the whole concept was gonna be all about very cold weather riding and also avoiding very cold weather riding, like other things you can do, other bike related stuff. So I shot a bunch of footage, but as I mentioned, I also had technical difficulty with some of my footage. So I'm gonna try and piece together something out of everything else that I've had going on around here with the bike washing stuff, bike trainer stuff, working on bike project stuff in the winter. So we'll see if I could get myself to get that all together. But anyways, this was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there was something at least a little interesting in the winter riding stuff that you could use. So yeah, I sounded like Burn Peak there at the end, didn't I? Well, anyways, that's it for this one. I will see you in the next video. Thanks as always for watching. Check out our little store below, but just give this video a like, it helps out. And peace.